Hey guys, this is Introducing Emmy, and we're back with another Redline Tuesday. It's been about a week since I've recorded one, but this character, I don't know who it belongs to. There was no reference, no name that came with it. It's just really cool. I like this drawing a lot, so we're gonna do a little work over on the anatomy, and yeah, same old, same old. Here we go. And it just got really bright in here. Have my lights down, turned down too low. Okay. So first things first, this character is in what's called a digitigrade pose, which up until very recently I thought was digigrade, not like digitigrade. But it's basically where a character walks up on its toesies, like a deer or a horse or a doggy. We humans are plantigrades. So I'm not sure if this is like a picture that's supposed to be for like a reference sheet. So you're supposed to be seeing the character kind of like completely like, you know, just standing there in sort of a static pose or what. But what I would recommend doing is not doing just a complete front view of the foot and not like a complete side view of the foot, because the leg's not really angled for that. Like I can see you're trying to, like with the kneecap is sort of like off a little more to the side, but I think that just the way the bulk of the leg is, like the silhouette, it looks a little more like forward facing. So I would maybe do like a more of a hybrid of the two, rather than just side facing or front facing. Yeah. I'm also not sure if these legs are supposed to be the same or different. Like if this is supposed to be like a digitigrade leg and this is supposed to be a plantigrade leg. I think they're supposed to be the same. Like they're similar joints, like here to this one and like then to here and then to here to here. So I would make them symmetrical, the same way the upper body is. For the most part, like the arms are symmetrical. Yeah, so we're gonna do that. Sorry, just kind of talk my way through it a little bit. Like I basically, when I do the Redline Tuesdays, I don't spend a lot of time off camera like prepping for them. I just sort of put them together and then get recording, because I want like my critiques and my own drawing skills to sort of be put to the test when I work over them. So I like them to be a little more on the fly. They're kind of like those videos that are like so and so reacts to, and then it's like me doing red lines. Emmy reacts to red lines. Not exactly, but let me turn my correction up a touch. Let's go to 8 and try that out. So again, this is more like on the top of the leg, whereas this is a little more to the side of the leg. These like bobbles. I think you should sort of go between the two. Because I think this leg is the more successful of the two legs. I think it's like the cooler of the legs. It has the better silhouette of the two legs. This just looks like a man. This just looks like a plantigrade leg standing there. But I think the toesies are supposed to be... Well, no, I don't know. So say maybe they're supposed to be more like that one, but... Let's do something like this. So while I go over these segments, I'm just going to talk a little bit real quick. There hasn't been any like huge things going on lately, but a few things like worth mentioning. I am still doing my Twitch stuff, so if you're interested in that, twitchtv.com/IntroducingEmy is my Twitch channel. And there's lots of like pre-recorded like old streams on there if you just like to watch me draw. That's the place to go. And a lot of times I play music in my streams, so the music isn't recorded during the actual like drawings, so you don't have to like listen to any of my music or anything. I think there's a few in there where I'm talking, but not many. And then so now we're real quick here. I'm just gonna cut off. We're gonna be drawing the Solaris muscle. I think that's what, or excuse me, the Sartorius muscle. I have a little chart over here just to remind myself. Yeah, which one is the Solaris? No, the Soleus. That's down here. That would be like okay, never mind. Doesn't matter. So this is basically like, you can kind of see it here. It's sort of like a lightning bolt shaped muscle that goes over. Or like it helps with sort of that S curve, not lightning bolt. It does sort of feel like that a little bit though. Okay. Another thing I want to mention is I now have a Discord channel. It's mostly focused on my webcomic Trying Human, and if you go to the Trying Human site, there's like a bar on the side, and there's like lots of little buttons, and one of them's for the Discord. So if you're interested in that, highly recommend. But there is like an art discussion channel on there, so if you just want to like go on and talk about art, share art. I'm trying to get some art books and some art materials to share in there as well. Another thing is I'm working for a really great group of people called Pixel Spark, and they do they run Minecraft servers. There's two specifically that they run. One is for Pixelmon, and the other is like an RPG, like high fantasy style role-playing server called Teldaria, and I do art for them now. But if you want to see some sweet Pokemon arts and whatnot that I've been working on, you can either go to pixelspark.com or to my art Tumblr, which is tumblr.com/IntroducingEmy. And yeah, it's basically what I've been doing lately. It's also why the Redline's like paused for a day there, or for a week. Technically a day, since I only do it once a week. But anyway. Alright, let's, since I kind of got the chest worked out, let's do the arms. And the arms are in the ballpark of what they should look like. With the bicep. Is this the bicep? Yes, the bicep. Overlapping the lower arm, and it kind of makes like this like braided look. The only thing I would say is right here it's like a little flat, so just oops, don't turn the red line off. I just kind of over curved this a little bit, so it's a little more matchy to the drama of this curve. You get a little more of a I might also, if I was you, like lengthen this or shorten this so that this is the same length as this, because right now, again, this is kind of an alien creature, so I don't know. I kind of do like it like this a little bit, but there's just something to think about. Let's see, hands. So now I realize there is like a lot of anatomy here, so I can only go over so much in about 30 minutes. I really like this creature. It reminds me of a couple different things. If you've ever seen A Little Princess, the movie, when she's telling the story of Brahma, or she's telling a piece of Hindu folklore. Pardon me, I'm not Hindu. But there's an evil creature, an evil deity in the story, and it kind of has like these arms a little bit. So I'm having a little dilemma telling where the fingers are. Probably shouldn't be giving them like my doll fingers. I tend to give them a little more Batman fingers. Like Batman the Animated Series, they would, a lot of times the characters, especially the girls, would have like these really spiked fingers. I don't mind this. The angle's a little wonky, but I'm trying to be a little more forgiving on this drawing because I feel like the anatomy is supposed to be like really alien. Like, how many joints does this character have in their fingers? So 4 maybe, because if the end of the palm is here, which it does appear to be, and I'm not just like coming up with that on my own. I can't remember where I heard this or who said it to me, but I remember a phrase that's always resonated me with drawing, especially as I've been trying to get better and better over the years with like my comic art, was, you know, you can mess up everything, but don't mess up the hands and the eyes, because that's the place where people look for, you know, emotional feedback. Or terror in this case. Yeah, I am not really sure what the anatomy's doing here on the hands, but just trying to smooth that out a little bit. When it comes to things like, if this eyeball is not drawn on, like if this eye is not like a tattoo or a design, if it's like an actual factual eyeball in the palm, I would just maybe, because I do like the whole like eyeball in the palm thing. I think that's cool. I'm stealing it. No, I don't have anything to use it for. I would maybe, like, rather than doing the hatching around it, I would try to like work these lines down into the wrist or back up into the fingers to show kind of like the stretching of the skin, to show the eye is like embedded in there. Again, these are just like tips and stuff. I actually think this drawing is like cool as tits, so it looks like a metal album cover or something that's really neat. So I'm actually curious, could I just be like a little baby bitch and like take the arm and like move it down? But I'm not actually like drawing all this hatching and whatnot, and I'm not like drawing necessarily like how vascular, is that the word I'm looking for, this character is, but you get the idea. So if you want to do that, that is all up to you. So yeah, it's pretty close to, I guess, yeah, with the next arm would fall a little lower. And just because of time constraints, I can't be doing like, I can't be going over every single line. Same thing with the mouth and the teeth. Really think about like the angle, like which way the hand is, and then make sure the teeth follow that. I think recently on a stream I said something, or not, maybe it was a stream. It was either a stream or a red line. I said something to the fact of like, take care of the pounds and the pennies take care of themselves. Like, I've been watching Northern Lion lately, and he was saying it in a bunch of videos for a few weeks there, and I thought to myself, oh, that's kind of like an art, you know, you take care of the big stuff and then the little stuff takes care of itself, except it doesn't. You have to actually do it. But I know what the saying means, you know, it's like take care of the big picture, but you actually have to do the work. But wouldn't it be nice if like you could just do like the outside shapes and the whole thing just like fills itself in? Like I remember back when people started to switch to computers for larger art projects and whatnot, there was this sort of thing going around of like, well, the computer just does all the work for you, you know, and you don't hear it that much anymore, but I remember when that was still like a thing. A cliche, a trope, a human trope, if you will, that I used to hear a lot. I remember when computer animated films started coming out, and that was like the big thing. Was the movie just animates the whole thing? I'm like, yeah. Even mocap, which is like hard as hell and everything, you still have to go in there and beautify that stuff. Okay, so I already said it once, but I'll say it again. If I was you, I would do this leg over here. And in fact, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna stop saying it and I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna put this leg copied on standby over here. But I'm actually going to... that's interesting. I can see why you didn't do it like that initially, because it does look a little squat or something. I don't mind it though. It's one less thing I have to redline. No, because I can see why you did it though. This is not as dramatic, but I will try to help like do foreshortening here on what I believe you were going for like a now I'm just gonna turn the other leg off for now, but because I don't think you were meaning to go for a plantigrade leg here. I'm just gonna keep saying plantigrade all day today. It's the word of the day. So this would need to curve up more here. It kind of starts at the top. This I'm not sure what you call this, but like this ridge, this like costume, this decorative piece on her, because it's laying so flat, it already starts to like pinch this leg in flat, and it starts to affect the way that you curve the muscles away from the pelvis. So start there by fixing that, and all it needs is just be curved upwards a little more. And then let's make sure we get the knees lined up decently. And then the calf, like the big muscly part of the calf, the gastrocnemius, I believe. Gastrocnemius, something like that. Anatomies. And then this. Now, the reason I'm putting these like guidelines here, when, you know, this leg could actually be coming forward more than the other leg or going back more than the other leg, but I know because of this guideline down here that the toes are almost on the same plane. So this leg's not going to be too much forward or too much more back than the other. So that's why I'm using these guidelines. Okay, and do like the little patella with the skin thing, that like sheet or ligament or whatever that comes down off, goes down into the calf. So again, I wouldn't maybe do straight on, but if that is Yeah, like I would tilt this just like ever so slightly. How did I do the other one? Okay, so there's like a little like buckle here where like the segments all go into each other. I think that'll help it look a little more digitigrade. Digitigrade. I keep dropping a syllable there. And maybe bulk this up just a little more. And this is like more on top. Yeah, it's almost like something like that. I think is pretty cool. So that's one way to do it. And then let's do the face real quick. I'm gonna do the face on its own layer. So I realize there's not a whole lot here implying a completely human face, but that's okay. We can still use a lot of the same landmarks. Temple down into the socket. Very simple socket we'll do here. Then the cheekbone down into the chin and the jaw. Let me put this on multiply. There we go. And then let's do a very simple crosshair. It's a little off right there. I think this is supposed to be like a mask or a shell, like an insect shell, like what is that called, like chitin, or yeah, chitin, I think. CHITIN, I think. And then from here you can, yeah, see, I really like this eye a lot. This eye, take that eye, just like copy paste it onto the hand. Drawn this head a little awkwardly. Yeah. I think maybe the surface of the face, like her head feels turned more that way, especially because you can see the base of the spike, but not really this one. Yeah, so you might want to either turn the face, or which would involve redrawing, or the face itself, or redraw the spikes so that they're more squared on the head, or redraw the sides of the head so that the face remains like symmetrically squared like that, because otherwise you're gonna have to move all the eyes over here. and she's gonna be sort of looking like side-eyed. Yeah. But I think those little things will help give her more dimension. Same thing with the breasts. They need to they're kind of flat a little bit, so you just need to like just like fluff them and push them this way. I should have flipped it a lot sooner than I did. So now I'm seeing like little things that are gonna bug me. I think that's like a better torso. Let me get rid of some of this stuff down here. Yeah, I think that's a better torso. I'm assuming these are kind of like insect legs or what have you. I'm not gonna like go over them or redline them or anything just because I'm assuming you know what you're doing. And I'm not sure like what this, I don't know why until now I just thought those were clouds, but now I think they're more like egg sacs or growths or silk coming off of her. Words, I don't know. So you know what those are better than me, and I will leave that up to you. But these I will also leave up to you, these insect legs, how they connect to her, because I really don't know. But that should be of help. I've kind of turned her body a little more, so the arms don't really fit like they should. But I'm not really even sure how to connect all these arms. I guess just like sort of up. I guess you could just give her like a huge, like bulked up upper body. Something like that. I would also be wary of these star shapes. Just make sure that this one is a little more, like these should be shorter than these ones because they are coming towards the viewer. If you want to go with the head being turned a little bit, because you can see this one a little bit. If not, move her head back and then you can keep all these ones the same size. But these little Statue of Liberty spikes, you have to foreshorten some of them. Just a tiny bit. It wouldn't be very dramatic at all. Like these ones you can just leave whatever size they are now, but these two specifically over here need to be like a little shorter. But other than that, yeah, I like it. This is such a cool drawing overall. It freaks me out. I don't know, there's something about it. I like the hatching and just the style of it and everything. It rustles my jimmies, but in a good way. So, alright, so I don't know who to credit this to, but thank you for sending it in. You know who you are. You know, feel free to comment and be like, it's me, I did it. I do like this image a lot, though. But anyway, keep sending your Redline Tuesdays into emy.bitner at IntroducingEmy.com. The email address should be down below, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!